Hello, welcome back for one more episode on Accidental Expect. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Amy, and today we will sharing stories from expats around the world.
So if you'd like us to tell your story, please leave a message in the comments below. We're gonna tell your story next.
So, today we got a story from a subscriber that he's an European, but he has a property in the Philippines.
Ooh.
So he's going to share a really scary story that happened to him recently. Sorry, guys, but remember, these stories are not only to share like the funny things that we live.
We are
but
sharing
also,
the bad too. And the scary.
No, but the thing is, I will share it to you so you can also be aware that these things could happen, and that you guys take care of yourselves, and you also give your best tips. What would you do if you were in this situation? If you had any similar situation, what you could do in order to solve it?
Because it's better be safe than sorry.
So yes. So okay, this guy, he didn't tell us his name, and well, but the thing, he is an European guy, and he decided to buy a property in the Philippines. He
Okay.
made some friends there, and actually he tells us that one of his best friends was taking care of the property back in Manila.
Okay.
So he had this property there. He was planning to have it as an Airbnb.
Smart.
Yeah, smart. And he decorated the place super lovely. He went through the platform, put the apartment there, and every time he got a request to for someone to be there for a few days or whatever, he really went deep into knowing this person, like the IDs, the reviews on the Airbnb platform, and they even he even take some time to chat with the person and to more or less
Okay.
like filter them to say like, okay, you are good to my property, so there you go. And also he did this because he likes to rent the property for a longer term, not just a few nights, but maybe, let's say, a couple of weeks minimum, maybe a month.
Okay.
This is the kind of things that he likes to rent to. So the thing is that there was a British guy that contacted him and asked to stay in the property for 28 days.
Okay.
So, well, nights. So he contacted him. He asked to him what was he doing there, where he was from, asked for his ID, check his reviews, and everything looked in order. And actually, the British guy, was super nice during the chat and everything. So he was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you the access to the property. When you arrive to Manila, my there's going to be someone there, so you can contact them in case you need whatever. You can call this person, and he will be taking care of whatever you need."
Good.
So everything was fine. It was 28 nights, and more or less 1 week before he was going to do the checkout, the British guy contacted the our subscriber and told him like, "Listen, I need to extend my stay for 2 more nights because I was traveling around the Philippines, and I'm not gonna make it to the date where I'm supposed to leave your apartment. So I'm up to pay you for 2 extra nights, just to let me keep my things there and wait for me until I come back,
Mm-hmm.
and I will deliver the apartment on, late, let's say, a Thursday night."
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the owner of the apartment said like, "Okay, let's do it that way. Anyways, the apartment, I'm not going to rent it until 1 week before you after you leave. So don't worry, there's still time."
Good.
They did it that way. It came the Thursday, where it was the day that he was supposed to deliver the property, and he and the friend that was living in the Philippines didn't hear anything from the host, no,
The guest.
the guest. They didn't hear anything from the guest. No phone calls, no messages, no emails, nothing. They tried to reach him out,
Oh, wow.
nothing. They were a little bit concerned because they were like, okay, maybe something happened to him in the way back to Manila or something. And they wait until Saturday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they
I
were.
would never wait.
Yeah, but they were like,
Absolutely no.
no, let's see, maybe something happened. They were super nice towards the situation because also
Mhm.
they were worried. So they were like, okay, let's wait. On Saturday, they were like, listen, we cannot wait anymore. We have to prepare the apartment for the next person. And so we need to get into the apartment. They went to the apartment, they opened it, and it was a completely disaster.
Oh
It
god.
was everything like really
Destroy.
disgusting, destroyed,
I.
like the furniture destroyed, like there was rotting food on the kitchen like for several weeks. There was everything thrown on the floor, like the ceiling. No,
Oh
there
my
was
god.
everything was super disgusting, super ew, terrible. And there were the things of the British guy were there, so they were like, what's going on? What happened here? No, so they called the management of the residential of the
Mm-hmm.
apartment, and they told them like, listen, if this person ever comes back, don't allow him to come in. Let us know as soon as you know that he is here, so we can contact him or try to talk to him and see what happened here. And in case nothing bad happened to him, he
Yeah, yeah.
needs to pay for what's happened here.
Yeah, yeah, of
No,
course.
and yeah, so the people from the management said like, okay, we will let you know. And what the friend of the subscriber did is that they took like the valuable things from the guest.
Mm-hmm.
They left everything. They contact the cleaning people to help them
Organizing everything.
organize and whatever. And there was a laptop, and I think that was the only valuable things, like one laptop. So the guy took it with him and said like, okay, if this guy ever comes back or whatever, I will keep it and I will give it back as soon as I know what really happened
Happened
here.
to
No?
him, yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, the guy went back to the apartment like a few days later, and the management called the owner and the friend that was living in Manila, and they told them like, listen guys, this guy came, we didn't allow him to get in, but somehow he managed to get into the building. And yeah, we have a video recording everything, and we couldn't stop him, but now he's gone, and probably he will contact you. And they checked the video, and in the video you could see that he got into the building. They checked the apartment, and they saw that he took some of the clothes and the suitcase that were still there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and eventually he contacted the owner of the apartment, and the owner was like, hey, listen, what happened to you, blah blah blah. They tried to solve it through the chat.
Oh my god.
And also, of course, the owner contacted Airbnb and told them like, listen guys, this thing happened, what should I do? And Airbnb like encouraged him like, listen, we will try to help you, but first you need to try
We'll speak with the guy, yeah.
to speak with the guy. If nothing can be solved that way, then we will take
Oh
another
my
measure.
gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was like, okay. Somehow, miraculously, they talked to him and he apologized. He didn't say what happened. He just apologized, and they agreed that he will pay for the damage,
Okay.
and the owner will give back the laptop of the guy. And they were like, okay.
Money first, then the laptop.
Yeah, they were like,
Please.
okay. Anyways, we were going to give it the laptop to you, but we need a commitment from your side, so you pay for all the damage, because really it was super disgusting what you did. He was like, no, so sorry, I understand. Of course, I will pay. They agree. Of course, the owner is still living in somewhere in the European Union.
Mhm.
But the friend said, like, listen, I will meet with the guy. It will be in a public space with people around. So for whatever happens, there will be in a
Yeah, yeah.
public area. And yeah, they agreed to meet there. The guy, the friend will bring the laptop, and the English guy will bring the money, or at least say how he was going to pay.
Uh-huh.
They arrived to the coffee shop. The British guy arrived with two other guys.
Uh-huh.
foreign guys, and the friend is there waiting, and he tries to talk with the guy, but the guy straightforward said like, "Give me my laptop back," and he's like, "Here, it is. You can check it. Everything's fine." The guy took the
Laptop.
laptop.
And run.
He went, and the guy was like, "No, wait, what, the money? What? How are we going to solve the apartment situation?" And the guy, without saying anything, he turns to the two other guys that were with him, and they start beating the friend like
Oh
horrible.
no.
Later, the subscriber describes the video, because there was a video of the coffee shop that they were supposed to where they were supposed to meet. They sent the video to the subscriber, and he said that the video was horrible. You could see how the friend is trying to talk with the guys and whatever, and the guys start like beating him, until some of the people around like interfere and try to separate them, and the guys just like run away, and the poor guys there on the floor like really super
Oh my
bad.
god.
It was horrible. At the end, they sadly couldn't solve it. It
Oh
was
no.
horrible. They couldn't solve it. The guy just left. Airbnb at this point was like, "Listen, this is horrible. What you happened?" So their response were like, "Okay," because they were like, "Okay, we are going to help you to pay for the damage. We are also we'll try to."
Take it out from his credit card too.
I don't know exactly, because he didn't describe how they
Okay.
were going to. They just said like, we will help you with the
Yeah.
damage that happened there. We will also keep your account like on quarantine until this gets solved.
That's crazy.
But with the police and everything else, we cannot really do
Yeah,
anything.
of course.
That you have to solve it by yourself. They contact even the British embassy in Manila. They contact the police.
Wow.
The how it is the entity that this sees these
Uh-huh.
mothers with people that comes from other.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's the name of the office, but they contact so many offices, not just the police, like to see if they could do something. But it's super bureaucratic as
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
They said like, "Okay, if you had a video, maybe you could send it, and maybe we could start seeing what could be done."
Maybe.
Yeah, but it will take, the whole process will take months until they could see like something
Oh wow.
solved. And the most worrying part of this is that the guy, I don't know how, I don't remember how exactly they know this, but they know that the guy is still in Manila. And they are super scared, because now the friend is like, "What if I find these guys and they try to
Beat me again. Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, so at this point, this is also really recently. This happened really recently.
Oh my
so
god.
they are still in the process of trying
Oh,
to solve
that's
this.
sad.
Yeah, so here is like super disappointing, because
Yeah,
he's like, "I
imagine.
did everything right. I did my filters right. I checked everything that I had to check, and still you never know who is going to be in your home or in
Yeah.
your
Talking about like home stories. Once I heard a story that in the US,
Mhm.
when you let someone enter in your house and they stay for more than 30 days, they actually could stay.
Yeah.
And I heard a story of a Brazilian lady that one friend of her told her like, "Oh, my father needs a week to stay somewhere. Can he stay in your house?" And then she was like, "Yeah, of course. I'm going to Brazil, and then he can stay while I'm not in Brazil. I'm in Brazil." And then the lady stayed in Brazil like for a month.
Mhm.
And when she come back, he
No
changed
party.
the lockers. He changed. Throw everything of his own outside, and then the police cannot do anything. They cannot take it out the guy, and she's been keeping paying their rent
Mhm.
because it's in her name.
Oh my
And then now, like she was telling that she waited the guy to leave because it's her house, so she can break in. If she can break in, it's like her house, so it's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
happened to her. And then she break in, change the lockers, throw his stuff away, and now he has this eternal breaking situation.
I know, this is
It's so
horrible.
crazy, and there is no way to solve it because she once she let someone enter in her house and they stay more than 30 days. He
That's
has his right to stay. It's insane,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, actually, now that you mentioned this 30 days rule, when I first started reading the story that was sent to us, I also thought about it because it was 20 nights and he asked for two extra nights.
Yeah.
I was like, no, maybe this happened. But it was, I don't know if it was worse
Yeah,
or better.
but it's crazy, no?
Yeah,
This
but
30-day situation. Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
guys, really
Be careful.
be careful. We are not saying you don't rent your places over
Rent with a
Airbnb.
contract.
No, I mean you can use the platforms, but still,
I mean, we never know what's going to happen. To be honest,
even with
like
a contract.
yeah, you can have like such a like junking guy or such a dirty girl. We never know. Like we cannot like generalize or gender
even,
this or anything.
Let's say that it's a great person, but you never know if this person goes through an accident or something happened to them. And yeah, no, a lot of things could happen. For example, also thinking about this, we used to rent, my partner and I, in an old apartment, like in the middle of the city, and we recently left the apartment. We were renting directly with the owners.
Yeah.
And we met the owners when we gave back the apartment. The owners, lovely people. They both are doctors. They have a daughter and a son. Both are also doctors. Super lovely. But when they arrived to receive the apartment, there was also a guy with them. The guy is super sketchy. Not to be mean, but he looked really sketchy. And he told us like, he's our nephew. He just arrived to the city. He will be staying in the apartment for a few months until our daughter moves in. And we're like, "Oh, okay." Since the people were super nice, and also it was their apartment, we were like, "Oh, okay." And you know what? 2 months, 1 month later, my ex neighbor sent me a message telling me like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I miss you because the new guy that moved to the apartment that you were living in,
Yeah.
it's super weird. He keeps smoking weed every day,
Oh, God.
at every time. He puts music super loud. It's super weird." And we were like, "Oh,
Yeah, I think you have problem with neighbors is the worst thing you can have.
and
Because
you never know."
you never know. Yeah, because sometimes you have such a good neighbors, but sometimes that's such a sketch neighbors and there's nothing you can do.
So, guys, please take care. Like, let's see
Yeah, be
how.
safe. Then sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And use as many filters as you can. These things you cannot control sometimes, but still try to do everything that you could do to keep safe.
And don't use violence.
Yeah, please don't use violence. So, well, see you in the next episode.
See you next episode. If you like, leave your like, subscribe to your channel.
And leave a nice comment.
Yes, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.